Thank you, Brian. Now we turn to our first live guest of the show. We're talking about a place for music lovers to gather and celebrate the best of their collections. Tonight is the last installment of the Vinyl Lounge for the year. Vinyl Lounge returns to Haynes House at the North Carolina Museum of Art, Winston-Salem, formerly known as SECA.
So here to tell us more is Chris Livingood. He is the co-owner of Ember Audio and Design. Good morning. Thank you for being here.
Good morning. Happy to be here.
So first, Chris, would you share quickly a little bit about your business, Ember and Audio?
Sure. So Ember Audio and Design, essentially what we are is a traditional, what you think of as a stereo shop, like we used to have in the 70s. We're doing modern hi-fi equipment. We're also blending that with basically modern interior design pieces, so we are a retail furniture store as well. And we're syncopating the two things so that they essentially make each other better, make for a more comfortable and better sounding space, and kind of give a sense of place to some of this equipment that might otherwise not look comfortable in the home. So, yeah.
So what is the Vinyl Lounge? You've been hosting these events for the last 10 years. Where did the idea come from?
So I think it came out of just wanting to share music with people. You know, if you're of a certain age, and I can't speak for anyone younger than 43, but you used to say, pull up after, pick your friend up from the high school they went to in your brand new car with your fresh driver's license and play them new album and blow their minds. And that created kind of a sense of community and storytelling. And so when my brother and I first sort of came up with the idea, it was an effort to kind of bind community around mutual storytelling around music. Yeah, it's a storytelling mechanism, but we're also using really high resolution, incredible sounding gear that's set up very carefully so that you're really hearing what's on the record, often for the first time.
Awesome.
That is cool.
Yeah. Yeah, speaking as those who are younger than 43, it does sound like a magical experience. And I know that there's way more that is offered when you are playing it in that vinyl way. So tonight, final installment for the year, what's planned?
So I sort of let the audience take the theme most of the time, and I have I guarantee 5 Christmas albums. There will be being someone's going to pull one of the 2 terrible Beatles Christmas albums. I guarantee that's going to happen. But hopefully we'll also get some weird techno Christmas album or something else. And then we're also going to have people just sharing stuff that they're really passionate about. The end of year is very reflective, and so I expect a lot of nostalgia albums to kind of come about as well.
There is a lot of, I'm going to go on what you said a moment ago, there's a lot of weird Christmas music out there, a lot of things.
There is.
It always played this time of year, it always gets airplay, royalties get paid for this, and it's awesome. Right. So it's nice to hear that this kind of trickles into what you do as well. Does even events like this tonight, you talked about the idea of community from this, can you talk about a little bit more on how music does cultivate community like this and how it's always been doing that for years?
I mean, for me, I grew up in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and I now co-own this business with my wife, who I met in the music scene, the punk rock scene here in Winston-Salem. And for me, sort of coming from a very meager background, like a lot of us did, it gave us a place to kind of coalesce, to protect each other, to have fun, to make sure that we were creating art and culture and supporting art and culture. And so the idea of using music as a fulcrum to create new art and culture, and in this case, in a really amazing space at the NCMA Winston-Salem, sort of in the former Haynes House, it gives people a chance to, for free, go out there and have this really, this connective experience with people they may not know or share much in common with normally. And what comes out of that afterwards, as we're wrapping up, is we're seeing people break off into little groups and thank each other for sharing a record somebody might not have heard otherwise that doesn't come from their cultural background, or just kind of start talking about just whatever they might have in common. That connective tissue and mutual support is what community is all about. And I think it has a lot of socio-political power. I think it's really important to make inroads with people who are not like yourself on a regular basis.
I love the way you explained that, Chris. Thanks so much for your time. Best of luck on the final installment tonight.